Folks, we are just 22 days away from the 2024 NFL Draft, and what better way to kick off draft month than with my very first full round one mock draft? And here we go. The Bears, no surprise, they'll be taking Caleb Williams first overall. A lot of debate about which quarterback Washington goes with. I lean Jayden Daniels here, and the Pats, desperate for a quarterback, they go with Drake May. And don't think about it. The Cardinals, they can't pass up on a generational receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4, but here's where it gets interesting. The Vikings are determined to find their franchise guy, and with Justin Jefferson about to be made the highest paid receiver of all time, they elect to rid Jefferson now and go get their guy in J.J. McCarthy and keep their other 2 first-round picks they already have in the process. And the Chargers give them Justin Herbert, the NFL's best receiver. That sounds like a win-win to me. Keeping it rolling, how about the Raiders? Fearing the Broncos' desire for a quarterback 1 pick ahead of them, Vegas goes up and gets Washington's Michael Penix, who really impressed scouts at his pro day. And so pick 12 comes for the Broncos. And Oregon's quarterback Bo Nix is on the board, but I believe it's smart for Denver to hold off on their franchise quarterback for now, reset, and get your guy next year when Denver will likely be picking a bit higher. Denver needs firepower on offense, and folks, Brock Bowers is firepower. One of the most exciting tight end prospects of his generation. His combination of size and speed, well, it'll instantly make him the guy in Denver. And the Seahawks, they get a much-needed pass rusher. The Jags, they go corner. And this is interesting. You may not think the Bengals need a wide receiver with all the guys they have on the roster, but with Tyler Boyd likely to sign elsewhere and T. Higgins needing a big contract, the Bengals prepare for a future trade of Higgins and grab his replacement in another LSU wide receiver to pair with former LSU receiver Jamar Chase with Brian Thomas. And the Dolphins on the clock, they're happy with how this board falls. Plenty of great options for the Fins, but they grab their heir to Teron Armstead with the massive J.C. Latham at left tackle. The Vikings continue their stellar draft, getting perhaps the best name in the draft, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and learn the name Jackson Powers Johnson. He'll likely be a center at the next level and a Pro Bowler one at that. He's one of my favorite guys in the class. JPJ is a mauler. And Chop Robinson, that's a great name. He heads to Arizona where pass rushers are needed. The Bills, they traded Stephon Diggs, and they get their replacement with the fastest man in the draft, the man who broke the NFL Combine 40-yard dash record with a 4.21. And I'll be honest, I was trying to get Denver back into this first round to steal Bo Nix, who's experiencing a draft day slide here. Problem is the Broncos, they don't have a second-round pick. The best thing for Denver to do is to gather draft capital for next year. So a trade down for Denver at that pick 12 is a real possibility for the Broncos. Whatever Denver does, unless they can somehow find a quarterback that thrives his rookie year, it is going to be a long year in Broncos country. But boy, how much fun was that? Nothing better than draft season, and we are just 22 days away from it all going down on April 25th in Detroit. But that's all my time for sports. I'm Big Will Levinson.